Welcome to Super Maxi, where today I'll be doing one of a type of my classic videos as I redo my power level series. I looked over my old power level videos and realized that some of the things I said I don't believe them anymore on the power levels of certain characters. So this will be redoing the Z one. Maybe in a future time I might do the super one. So let's begin. We start out with Kui, who is at a power level of 18,000 because he said that he was equal to Vegeta, and that's the Vegeta who came to Earth. Vegeta got a Zenkai boost after being on Earth, which I'll say would be 1.5 times. So now his power level is 27,000. Dodoria is at like 24,000 and base Zarbon is like 24,600. Monster Zarbon is like 1.2 times stronger, so 29,520. Vegeta after getting another Zenkai is 1.1 repeating times stronger, so like 30,000, not 3,000. Gohan and Krillin have a power level of the same 30,000. Goku is next for the power levels, of course, with a power level of 90,000. Ginyu is at a power level of 12,000. Not 12, not 12, 120,000. Sorry for that confusion. The rest except Goldo are at 60,000 and Goldo is at 20,000. Gohan got a Zenkai boost after fighting Rekum, so Gohan's power level is 33,000. Then it's Nail, who is at 42,000, and first form Frieza is at 530,000. Goku Ginyu is at 27,000. Vegeta after Zenkai from Monster Zarbon, of course from that fight, got a Zenkai of 21.59 times, getting to 582,930. Second form Frieza got a 2.5 times stronger boost, getting to 1,325,000. And Gohan after a rage boost got to 1,300,000. After facing Frieza, he got a Zenkai to 712,470. Piccolo is next. After fusing with Nail, now his power level is at 1,650,000. Third form Frieza is at 2,650,000 after getting twice as strong. Rage boost Gohan is at 2,750,600, but then went back to the one he was in his base now. Final form Frieza using 50% of his power was at 60 million, and Goku got a Zenkai of 33.33 repeating, getting him to a power level of 3 million. Using the Kaioken times 10, that's 30 million, and using the Kaioken times 20, that's 60 million. Goku then goes Super Saiyan after a long fight, and Super Saiyan has to be above 40, so 50 is a good one. So 100% Frieza is 120 million, and SSJ Goku is 150 million. Now here's a power scaling clip. You can skip if you want to just go see the power levels only. So power scaling, Frieza had a power level of 530,000 in his first form, and that's the amount he used to destroy planet Vegeta. Meaning, if that is the power level that is enough to destroy a planet in the style that Frieza uses, that means SSJ Goku can destroy 283 planets that are similar to planet Vegeta, of course, but that is in a row. Like if he shoots one key blast and he goes destroying planets in a row, that's how many. But Vegeta also said he could destroy the planets Yes, I'll say Vegeta is using a different way where he does something else that doesn't need him to have that power level. But if SSJ Goku did the same way as Vegeta, he would be able to destroy 8,333 planets in a row. Meaning they are lined up and is destroying them in a row. Now for the fastest character in this arc is SSJ Goku with 150 million meters per hour. Next, we are starting the Cell arc. Frieza is 1.5 times stronger than he was during the Namek arc, but still defeated by Trunks. Trunks comes in at a power level of 6 million in base, and in SSJ 30 million. Goku is at the same power level. So now after we will start using standard form. So let's start with the standard form, because I see like these numbers are getting so big, so I'm going to use standard form. You can research. If you don't know what standard form is, you can research so you can understand, because now I'll be using standard form. Goku is now at 40 times 10 to the power of 6. So SSJ Goku is 2 times 10 to the power of 9. The heart virus makes Goku go to 3 times 10 to the power of 6. Android 19 starts at 2 times 10 to the power of 6, but after absorbing energy, he goes to 4 times 10 to the power of 7. Vegeta is 1.5 times 5 times stronger before the Goku with the heart virus. So Vegeta is at 6 times 10 to the power of 7. So SSJ Vegeta is 3 times 10 to the power of 9. So now Android 20 is equal to 19 after absorbing Piccolo's energy. Okay. Trunks got stronger by a little bit, so Trunks is now at 5 times 10 to the power of 7. Android 18 is 6 times 10 to the power of 9, and 17 is 7 times 10 to the power of 9. After fusing with Komi, Piccolo got to 1.05 times 10 to the power of 10. Imperfect Cell has a power level of 5 times 10 to the power of 9. But after absorbing those humans, he got to a power level of 2.1 times 10 to the power of 10. Number 17 or Android 17 has the same, number 16 has the same as Cell, not 17. Semi-perfect Cell has a power level of 3.15 times 10 to the power of 10. Tien, who is at 1 times 10 to the power of 8. SSJ grade 2 Vegeta is at 4.8825 times 10 to the power of 10 in base. 6.3 times 10 to the power of 8 is his base, but that 4.8825 times 10 to the power of 10 is him in SSJ grade 2. So, and in normal Super Saiyan, this is now the one where he's not using that SSJ grade 2, he would have a power level of 3.15 times 10 to the power of 10. Trunks in base is 6.25 times 10 to the power of 10. Perfect Cell is 2.6 times 10 to the power of 12. Trunks in SSJ grade 2 is 4.84375 times 10 to the power of 12. SSJ grade 2 is a multiplier of 77.5 times base, and SSJ grade 3 is 87.5 times base. So SSJ grade 3 Trunks is 5.46875 times 10 to the power of 12. That's his power level. Goku is next. Goku is at a power level of 1.008 times 10 to the power of 10 in base. Gohan is at 2.016 times 10 to the power of 10, also in base. SSJ Goku is at a power level of 5.04 times 10 to the power of 11, and SSJ Gohan is at a power level of 1.008 times 10 to the power of 12. SSJ2 Gohan is at a power level of 2.016 times 10 to the power of 12, but he also got a rage boost, so he got to 6 times 10 power 12. And Super Saiyan and Super Perfect Cell is at a 4.6 times 10 to the power of 12. So SSJ2 is a 100 times multiplier. Sorry, I keep confusing numbers. Hopefully everyone will be able to understand which numbers are which and which ones are me confusing. Another power scaling bit in similar to the other one, Super Perfect Cell, who we know is at a power level of 4.6 times 10 to the power of 12, can destroy 8,679,245 planets in a row if he uses the not Vegeta Frieza way of destroying the planet. So he could destroy more than a solar system in a row, like if the planets were lined up. But if he is using the Vegeta method, that would be 255,555,555 in a row. And next, the fastest character is SSJ2 Gohan at 6 times 10 to the power of 12 meters per hour. So let us begin the Buak. Now for the Buak, because I understand that all those complex numbers with the decimals are very hard to understand, we'll just assume that most people, even Gohan, have trained to a certain point where they are having like a power level. And when people say Gohan is weaker than his Cell, I assume that what they mean is not that he is physically weaker, but his energy does not feel how strong it should feel if he continued training and didn't slack off. So let us continue. So we start off with Gohan in base at 2 times 10 to the power of 12, Goku at 5 times 10 to the power of 12, Vegeta the same, Goten at a power level of 8 times 10 to the power of 11, and Trunks 9 times 10 to the power of 11 in base. Those are all in base form. Spopovich and Yamu are at 2 times 200, just simply 200. Pui Pui is at 3 times 10 to the power of 4, and Yakon is at 5 times 10 to the power of 6. Dabura is at 2 times 10 to the power of 14. I know they said he's equal to Cell, but I'm assuming what they mean is that the power level is greater than theirs in a similar way to Cell, not that it is exactly the same, just it maybe feels the same. But let's continue. SSJ2 Gohan is also at 2 times 10 to the power of 14, just like Dabura. Majin Vegeta and Goku have the equal power level, so in SSJ2 it is 5 times 10 to the power of 14. SSJ3 Goku is 2 times 10 to the power of 15 because SSJ3 is a 400 times multiplier. Majin Buu is 1.5 times 10 to the power of 15. Gotenks, of course Gotenks is next, is at 16 times 10 to the power of 14. So now I have the fusion formula for the fusion dance which I'll be using, which is power level times 2 times 1000, because the power levels for the fusion dance have to be equal. They are multiplied to each other. Okay, let's go. Majin Buu and Evo Buu have the same power level at 1.5 times 10 to the power of 15. So Super Buu is at 2 times 10 to the power of 18. After training, Gotenks has a power level of 4 times 10 to the power of 15 in base, and SSJ3 he has 1.6 times 10 to the power of 18. Gohan is at 4 times 10 to the power of 15 in base, and of course in ultimate form that's 4 times 10 to the power of 18. So ultimate is a 1000 times multiplier. Butengs is at 8 times 10 to the power of 19. Bukalo is at 4 times 10 to the power of 19. Buhon is at 1.6 times 10 to the power of 20. And Vegito, who is the last and the strongest character, not last in, but is the last strongest character in Z, is at 2.5 times 10 to the power of 26. The formula for the Patara now is power level times 100. Kid Buu is at 2 times 10 to the power of 15. So the last power scaling thing for here is if Vegito in his base decided to destroy planets in a row, he could destroy 4.716981132 times 10 to the power of 20 in a row. Okay, that's a very big number. But using that Vegeta style that he was planning to use on Earth, that's in the same saga, he could be able to destroy 1.388888889 times 10 to the power of 22. That's 7 8s. Maybe if I said less, just know it's 7 8s than the 9 in a row. Next, the fastest character is Vegito at 2.5 times 10 to the power of 26 meters per hour. The formula for like the Frieza style of destroying planets in a row is the power level over 530,000, and for the Vegeta style of destroying the planets in a row, that would be the power level over 18,000. For speed, it's simply power level equals meters per hour. So Vegito would be moving at 2.5 times 10 to the power of 26 meters per hour. So this was my video redoing my Dragon Ball Z power levels. If it gets enough support, I will redo the super power levels. This is Super Max Z heading out.